Alright, live on YouTube, we are live on Rumble. Good evening. Hello, welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. I'm Xander. We will be joined by the Golden Moon here shortly. And you, viewer, you, thank you for coming in and watching. Today is Saturn's Day, aka Saturday, March 7th, 2026. And the reason why I'm so good with the intro is because I already did a show a couple hours early, so, you know, like, I already know the date. I'm not fumbling around like an idiot like I usually do. Anyway, this show is about interesting and important events that occurred today throughout the annals of recorded history, starting with the joining of the Loon.
Yes, thank you.
And then we're going to go all the way back to the very beginning here, 161. Roman Emperor Antonius Pius died and was succeeded by co-emperors Marcus Aurelius, which people should know that name, Marcus Aurelius, and Lucius Verus, an unprecedented political arrangement in the Roman Empire. I think Marcus Aurelius was the guy that Joaquin Phoenix played in Gladiator.
Not Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah, but you're right.
No, the Emperor, the bad guy.
Oh.
Yeah. Gladiator, Joaquin Phoenix character. Let's see here. Gladiator film, produced by, starring Russell Crowe, Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah, but he played the Emperor here, but what was his name? As Commodus. Okay, never mind. It wasn't Marcus Aurelius. Actually, I think Marcus Aurelius
was what's his face?
Well, no. You're
Lawyer.
No. That's Maximus something.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. Marcus Aurelius and L. Commodus, who changed his name to Lucius Verus, became joint emperors of Rome on the death of Antonius Pius. So there's Commodus.
Okay.
So right here, there was here. So and then in the movie, Commodus or Lucius Verus kills Marcus Aurelius, and then that's what sets off the whole events of the movie. Remember at the end, he was like blah blah, the true emperor Marcus Aurelius.
Yeah.
Because he killed him.
Yeah.
So, 321, Roman Emperor Constantine I decreed that the Dies Solis Invicti Sunday is a day of rest in the empire. I wonder if that's Christian related, because that's 300 is around the time when Christianity really started taking off, and it was like a Roman thing. Like the Jews controlled Rome when they killed Jesus, and then later on the Christians took over Rome just by just how things go, And it's telling me to image search this, actually, so I'm going to go do that really quick. Image search. Here we go. Here we go. Evidence. It says here, evidence indicates Constantine merged the two. So Roman influences on Christianity. December 25th, Sol Invictus. Here we go. The sun god, the day of birth. Roman festivals. Dies Natalis Solis Invicti, the birthday of the unconquered sun. And Sunday, the Sabbath, Roman day for Sol Invictus, winter solstice or Brahma, sun is unconquered despite shortened days. All right, so it does have something to do with Christianity. Moving on to 1277, the condemnation of 219 philosophical and theological theses by Stephen Tempier, Bishop of Paris, occurred. All right. 1530, English King Henry VIII's divorce request was denied by Pope Clement VII, and it begins.
Yeah.
1573, Turkey and Venice signed a peace treaty. A peace treaty was signed between the Ottoman Empire and the Republic of Venice, ending the Ottoman-Venetian War and leaving Cyprus in Ottoman hands. How like not to get involved in anything going on today, but like current events occurred and a certain country attacked Cyprus.
Okay.
And you know how like that religious belief believes that as soon as it becomes their land, it's their land forever. Yeah. Well, here you go. They might be trying to take Cyprus back because the Ottomans, they were Islamic, and this is when Cyprus went to Ottoman hands, at least this time. 1644, Massachusetts established the first two-chamber legislature in the colonies. All right. 1774, King George III charged the colonists in Boston with attempting to injure British commerce, paving the way for the closing of the port to punish colonists for the Boston Tea Party. Yep, that occurred. And I think that was like early in December or something when the Boston Tea Party occurred.
I'm not sure. In the dead of winter, you think?
I don't know. It's telling me... Oh, here we go. The Intolerable Acts. King George III was infuriated by this organized destruction of British property, and he pressed Parliament to act. In 1774, Parliament 11 responded by passing a series of measures that colonists called the Intolerable Acts. The British called these the Coercive Acts. So both names sounded horrible. Coercive? Seriously?
Well, intolerable. You just can't put up, can't tolerate.
Yeah. Coercive Acts. England shut down Boston Harbor, stopped allowing elections, and expanded the Quartering Act. More British troops were sent to the colonies to keep order, raising tension. Yeah, well, that's a great way to prove the upstarts right. 1778, Captain James Cook first sighted Oregon coast at Yaquina Bay. Oh. All right. 1785, geologist James Hutton presented his full theory of uniformitarianism at a meeting of the Royal Society of Edinburgh. Uniformitarianism. I've never heard of such a thing. Does that sound familiar to you at all?
Not at all.
So what is this? Also known as the doctrine of uniformity or the uniformitarian principle, is the assumption that the same natural laws and processes that operate in our present-day scientific observation have always operated in the universe in the past and apply everywhere in the universe. It refers to invariance in the metaphysical principles underpinning science, such as the constancy of cause and effect throughout space-time, but also has been used to describe spatio-temporal invariance of physical laws, though an improvable postulate that cannot be verified using the scientific method. Some consider that uniformitarianism should be a required first principle in scientific research. So that's amazing. Yeah. I'm going to add that into this really quick, so give me one moment. These links will be in the underbar section after the live stream. So if you're watching this after 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific time on March 7th or later, then it's probably not a live stream. 1799, the Royal Institution of Great Britain was founded, dedicated to scientific research and education. And here's a picture of that building, the Royal Institution of Great Britain.
Yeah.
Looks fancy, looks very British. 1799, Napoleon Bonaparte captured Jaffa in Palestine, and his troops proceeded to kill more than 2,000 Albanian captives. Oh, look, Palestine, not Israel. 1801, Massachusetts enacted the first state voter registration law. All right. 1826, 2 centuries ago. Are you moving, or am I feeling something weird?
I didn't move at all.
Did you feel that?
Nope.
I just felt something move under the floor. Huh, weird.
Feel it.
Okay. 1826, Shirley abduction. 15-year-old Ellen Turner was abducted by Edward Gibbon Wakefield, a future figure in the establishment of colonies in South Australia. I'm feeling it again. That's weird. You know, it has to be like the house vibrating from all the wind or something. I'm feeling it. It's weird. Anyway, establishment of colonies in South Australia and New Zealand. So this is before he became that. That's awful. This guy should have been executed. He abducted a 15-year-old girl and then went on to do politics. He should not have been allowed in those positions.
No.
1827, Shirley abduction. It says Ellen Turner, a wealthy heiress in Cheshire, England, was abducted by Edward Gibbon Wakefield, a future politician in colonial New Zealand. So we have a discrepancy here. It's either 1826 or 1827. This is the same thing. So Ellen Turner, it wasn't just a random 15-year-old. She was a wealthy heiress. So, I mean, like now it's the elites screwing with the elites. Something should have happened to him. That's wild. 1843, the first Catholic governor in the U.S., Edward Kavanaugh of Maine, took office. All right. 1847, U.S. General Scott occupied Veracruz, Mexico. All right. 48, in Hawaii, the Great Mahali, the Division of Lands, was signed. It's telling me to image search this, so I'm gonna check that out. Mahali, Great Division. Let's see here. The Great Mahali, images. Let me read this here. Cam III and his advisors, Land Commission, Division of Land, when January. Why? Foreigners wanted the right to own land. Hawaiian culture did not have the concept of owning land. It was believed that private land ownership would make Hawaii more like foreign countries and thus less chance to be taken over. What? Wait.
So the natives didn't have a concept of land like the Indians here did.
No, I was reading this last sentence. It was believed that private land ownership would make Hawaii more foreign, or more like foreign countries and thus less chance to be taken over.
Yeah, because you've claimed something, so you can defend it.
Yeah. 1850, Daniel Webster endorsed Compromise of 1850, proposed by Henry Clay to settle issues over slavery between states. So we have your Senator Daniel Webster gave his 7th of March speech endorsing the Compromise of 1850 in order to prevent a possible civil war. Yeah, well, that didn't
hold up.
Didn't prevent anything. So that was 1850. I'm trying to keep this. Here it is. That's the Compromise. So it's telling me to image search this really quick, so I'm going to do that here. Here we go. So the Compromise of 1850 solved the sectional dispute between the North and the South. So the slave trade ended in Washington, D.C. Slave trade was banned in the District of Columbia. The people of Utah and New Mexico could vote to allow or ban slavery, popular sovereignty, so they were given a choice. California entered as a free state. Woohoo! And that's about it for that. So, and this shows Daniel Webster there and Henry Clay, and then John C. Calhoun is over there. So, interesting stuff whenever you image search these articles. 1851, a poll tax was levied on the Russo-Polish Jews entering Austrian Galicia. Oh, so the poll tax that was levied on them, it ended. 1 year later, 1852, Dutch telegraph traffic regulated by law. All right? Because you don't want random telegraphs going, you need to have a system. 2 years later, 1854, Charles Miller patented the first U.S. sewing machine to stitch buttonholes. And you can only imagine, like, when I first read this, like, it didn't look like buttonholes at first. I was like, wait, you're stitching what? Oh, okay. Button. 1857, baseball decided 9 innings constituted an official game, not 9 runs.
I didn't know there was a discrepancy there.
Well, apparently there was. So this is when it started. 1857. That's crazy.
Yeah, baseball goes way back.
Have I already passed it? I'm not sure. 1862, U.S. Civil War, Battle of Pea Ridge, a.k.a. Elkhorn Tavern in Arkansas. Day 2, Confederate Generals Ben McClellan and James McIntosh were killed in northwestern Arkansas. So two generals. That's not good. Well, it's good for us, you know. 1870, Cincinnati Red Stockings, first pro basketball team, or baseball, I guess,
baseball,
BB. Yeah. Began an 8-month tour of Midwest and East. So the Red Sox.
Yeah.
The Red Stockings, and here's a photo of them. It's a little small.
The original name.
Yeah, the Red Stockings. 1876, Alexander Graham Bell received a patent for the telephone in the U.S. The invention he called the telephone. And actually, we covered a couple weeks ago, remember when Alexander Graham Bell and some other random guy both filed a patent for similar, telecommunication devices.
Yeah.
On the same day.
Oh.
Same year, same day. And somehow Alexander Graham Bell, got the coin flip. 1900, the German liner SS Kaiser Wilhelm der Grosse became the first ship to send wireless signals to shore. Whoa. Wireless signals in 1900. 1902, Boers beat the British troops at Tweewash, Transvaal. During the Second Boer War, Boers, led by Koos de la Rey, inflicted the biggest defeat upon the British since the beginning of the war at Tweewash. 1905, Arthur Conan Doyle published The Return of Sherlock Holmes collection in London after public pressure to revive his famous detective. February in New York. I don't know what that means. February, New York.
Revive the story, I guess.
Yeah. 1906, Finnish Senate accepted universal suffrage except for the poor. So it's not universal now, is it?
Good grief, that's stupid.
Yeah. 2 years later, Cincinnati Mayor Mark Bereith stood before the city council and announced that, quote, women are not physically fit to operate automobiles, end quote. Wow. What a dumbass. I mean,
it was hard to steer those babies back then,
Mom would have found a way.
Well, I'm not
that
saying
woman
they couldn't
dropped
do
her
it,
own
but
engines, man. Dude,
yeah.
She was an automotive, a motorhead. That's what they call them. 1911, the U.S. sent 20,000 troops to the Mexican border. I think that was when they were having one of their civil wars in 1911 or something. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
1911 as well, Willis Farnsworth of Petaluma, California, patented the coin-operated locker.
No.
Yeah. 1912, Norwegian explorer Roald Amundsen announced his team was the first to reach the South Pole on December 14th, 1911, 34 days before the British explorer Robert Falcon Scott. Moving on up to 1917, we have the first jazz record was released on the 78 by the original Dixieland Jazz Band for Victor Talking Machine Company. The Dixie Jazz Band One Step on one side and Livery Stable Blues on the other. It's, kind of interesting. It's all this like Dixieland and all that stuff. Is this from the South? But it's jazz. Well, actually, no, that makes sense. Louisiana.
Yeah.
That's a jazz capital.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's in the South. That's in Dixieland. Okay, that makes sense. 1918, H. Carroll and J. McCarthy's musical "Oh Look" premiered in New York City. Hey, here. Oh look, hey here. It's like yo, feel, and salutations, taste. I don't know. I'm trying to make I'm trying to make something for every sense. You have hey look. Oh look! Hey,
oh look!
Here. Yeah.
That's you want someone to look at something.
It's like gross smell. I don't know. 1918, President Woodrow Wilson, boo, authorized the U.S. Army's Distinguished Service Medal. I'm not booing him because he's authorizing this. I'm booing him because he brought in the frickin' Rothschilds. 1918, World War I, Finland formed an alliance with Germany. All right. 1921, the short-lived Socialist Libyan Republic was proclaimed. Thank goodness it was short-lived. 25, the American Negro Congress organized. All right. 1926, 1 century ago, and I didn't even add it here, so 1 century ago. The first transatlantic telephone call was between London and New York. All right.
There you go. That's a biggie.
That's awesome. 1927, an earthquake measuring 8 on the Richter scale struck Tokyo, or Tango, Japan, not Tokyo, Tango. It's a little if you're speed reading this, Tango, Tokyo, T-O and then Japan, so you just fill in between. 1929, first non-stop flight made from the United States to Asia across the Bering Strait, Nome to North Cape by Noah Wilm and Calvin Kripe for Wien Air Alaska. All right. 1930, Georgetown High of Chicago defeated Homer 1-0 in basketball.
1-0?
This is weird.
Didn't have some great shooters, did they?
But Georgetown High of Chicago defeated Homer. But who's Homer? The author of the Odyssey? Homer
must have been another school.
Yeah. New York Times agreed to capitalize the N in the word this word. So we should cancel the New York Times for being bigoted and problematic, to be honest, If I mean, they did this almost 100 years ago, but I mean, let's screw that. Just go after them anyway. That's what the left does. So, 1931, the Parliament House of Finland was officially inaugurated in Helsinki, Finland. And 35, Malcolm Campbell set a world land speed record of 276.71 miles per hour, driving his famous Bluebird car. This was the last record set at Daytona Beach, Florida.
Oh,
nice. 35, the SAR, SAR was incorporated into Germany. SAR. What's SAR? I mean, I've heard of SARS, the disease, but SAAR? SAR status referendum. The referendum on Ontario status was held in the territory of the SAR Basin on January 13th, 1935. Over 90% of voters opted for reunification with Germany, with 9% voting for the status quo as the League of Nations mandated territory, and less than 0.5% opting for unification with France. Huh. Okay, so it's somewhere between Germany and France now in Germany.
I don't know what that means, though.
It's a landmass.
Yeah.
So this is that was basically all the legislation, and this is when it went into effect. So that's interesting. 36, German dictator Adolf Hitler broke the Treaty of Versailles by sending troops into the demilitarized Rhineland. Prelude to World War II, in violation of the Locarno Pact and the Treaty of Versailles, Germany reoccupied the Rhineland. And this is why I always, whenever anybody comes at me and tells me, oh, blah, blah, college degree this, blah, 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 that, blah, blah. If you really think magic words on paper mean shit, then ask Hitler about the Treaty of Versailles. It doesn't mean crap. 39, Glamour magazine began publishing. So it's still going today, right? Glamour mag. 1940, Montreal Canadiens lost record-tying NHL 15th straight game at home.
Oh, good.
Dang. That's not good.
Record.
Yeah. 1941, 50,000 British soldiers landed in Greece during World War II. And we also have Gunther Preen and the crew of the German submarine U-47, one of the most successful U-boats in World War II, disappeared without a trace. What happened? Like,
got sunk somewhere.
Or like abducted by aliens or something. I don't know. 1942, we have the first cadets graduated from the flying school at Tuskegee, Alabama. All right. The U.S. Army Air Force. 1945, U.S. 9th Armored Division attacked Remagen, Germany, crossing the Rhine. U.S. troops seized the Ludendorff Bridge over the Rhine River at Remagen. Remagen? I know I'm pronouncing that wrongly. Hey, Credo! He used...
It's like Remagen.
Credo. I read Credo and my own name in his comment in one word, Credo. Hey, Ao, I am still awake. I figured that you would be. Just please, I hope you're taking care of yourself, child. Do we have any comments on Rumble? Nope. Moving on up to 1946, Bikini Atoll Islanders were evacuated by the U.S. government to make way for nuclear testing sites. And we bombed the ever-living hell out of that. And that's where SpongeBob lives, at the Bikini Atoll.
Oh, yeah.
He lives in Bikini Bottom. They're all talking, smart, anthropomorphic sea creatures, so obviously the radiation did them dirty, So there actually is a theory behind all that.
Yeah?
Yeah. 1948, the Dodecanoes Islands officially became part of Greece again, ending Italian rule. All right. 1950, during the Cold War, the Soviet Union issued a statement denying that Klaus Fuchs served as a Soviet spy. He admitted it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is a spy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like, he worked in Los Alamos, not Los Alamos, or Los Alamitos?
It would have been Los Alamos, I would think.
Los Alamos, okay. 1950, I need to look this up here. Los Alamos, why is that Los Alamos?
That's where they built the bombs.
Yeah, okay. That was, if it was Los Alamos or Los Alamitos.
Los Alamitos, there's a racetrack in Los Alamitos.
Oh, okay. That's probably
city.
That's probably where that other word was coming from.
Yeah.
1953, South African cricket opening batsman Jackie McGlew scored an unbeaten 255 in the first Test win against New Zealand in Wellington. 1 year later, Russia won their first international ice hockey competition. It's awesome. 1955, and this, I don't even believe I'm going to read this. The name of this did not age well. The 7th Emmy Awards Make Room for Daddy, Danny Thomas and Loretta Young won. Like, in internet culture, this is a very not a good thing.
No, Make Room for Daddy was a sitcom.
5-minute
sitcom.
All right.
That's with an Emmy, right? Not Oscars. Yeah.
Emmy Awards, yeah. Well, in internet culture, this would be construed...
Danny Thomas, the guy that started the hospitals.
1955, baseball commissioner Ford Frick said he favored legalization of spitter. What the frick is a spitter? In baseball, like
well,
a spitball or something, or
yeah, you wet your fingers.
And
then you can make them. You can spin it and do all kinds of weird stuff to make the ball do all kinds of weird stuff. Yeah, it's totally illegal even today.
Is that Lucy? Mary Martin?
No.
Okay, kind of looks the same. The musical Peter Pan in 1955, starring Mary Martin, was broadcast live on NBC as part of the Producers Showcase series and attracted a then-record 65 million viewers.
Wow.
That is incredible. What else do we got here? 1959, first aviator to fly 1 million miles, 1.61 million kilometers, in a jet was McGarlow. All right. 1962, groundbreaking report, Smoking and Health, published by the British Royal College of Physicians, first major report to warn of the dangers of smoking. Moving on up to 1962, launch of Also 1, the first astronomy satellite, solar flare data. Solar flare! I'm a Z fighter. 1962, the Beatles made their broadcasting debut on BBC Radio.
Yeah.
I mean, at least I didn't hit this.
Oh, hold your hand.
The Beatles, yeah. 65, Alabama state troopers and 600 black protesters clashed in Selma during Bloody Sunday. Protesters, including future Congressman John Lewis, were beaten and hospitalized. This was in Selma, Alabama. 65 as well, Christian Democrats won Parliament in Chile. Now, that's a combination I don't hear every day. Christian Democrats? Is that even possible?
Of course.
I can't imagine that. I mean, I mean, that's like a Black Klan member. You know, it just doesn't happen unless you're watching the Chappelle Show. 1967, the Majelis Permusyawaratan Rakyat Sementara, or MPRS, Indonesia's provisional parliament, revoked Sukarno's mandate as president of Indonesia. 1968, the BBC broadcasted the news for the first time in color on television.
Hey.
Yeah. 1971, Egypt refused to renew the Suez Canal ceasefire. 71 as well, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, political leader of then East Pakistan, present-day Bangladesh, delivered his historic 7th of March speech on the racecourse field, now Suhartoyo Udian, in Dhaka. What made the speech historic, is my question. I'm going to keep going. So if anybody can figure out what made that speech historic, because I have Meatloaf downstairs I'd like to attack. So I'm going to keep going here.
And is it even historic? They're saying it's historic, doesn't make it so.
So let us know in the comment section if you find anything. 73, Comet Lubos Kołodziejczyk was discovered at Hamburg Observatory. All right. 74, USS Monitor, the Union ship sunk in 1862 or during the U.S. Civil War, was restored at Cape Hatteras. And you remember what the Monitor? Mm-mm. The Monitor was the Union's, the Norse ironclad.
Oh.
The very first, the one with the turret.
Yeah.
So it did get sunk. I think it was during a storm, because we have here, it looks like it's in a squall.
Yeah. So
it's here, the USS Monitor sinks, but I don't think it was by enemy action. I think it was by nature. So, what else do we got here? 1974, the first general strike in Ethiopia. All right. 1975 as well, U.S. Senate revised the filibuster rule, allowing 60 senators to limit debate. How about we just outlaw filibusters? Pass do your job. Pass things or don't. Don't sit there and drag your feet on stuff. 1978, Dutch Second Chamber voted against neutron bomb. The Netherlands has atomic power? What?
Yeah.
What are they doing about the? I mean, I guess they're preemptively voting. If they ever somehow become a nuclear nation, but I can't imagine the Netherlands getting a bomb.
Well, obviously they voted against it before they had it.
The neutron one, that is.
Yeah.
Do you know the difference between an atomic bomb and a neutron bomb? Or a hydrogen bomb?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're different chemicals and whatnot.
Like a neutron bomb, and I'm going to paraphrase here, but it's a device that's built with a thinner casing to have a smaller explosion but a higher yield of radiation, or something like that. If I'm right. 1979, baseball exhibition season opened with semi-pro and amateur umpires. All right. 79 as well. Warren Giles and Hack Wilson were selected for the Baseball Hall of Fame. And the first homicide at Disneyland occurred on this calendar date, March 7th in 1981. 18-year-old Mel Yorba, was stabbed. Oh, he was stabbed to death during a fight with James O'Driscoll. O'Driscoll! After allegedly pinching his girlfriend's bottom. Those darn O'Driscolls! Arthur, I have a plan. I just need money. We got to go back to whatever, attack the O'Driscolls. If anybody played Red Dead Redemption 2, you'd understand. So it's a video game. The O'Driscolls were I think they were like the criminal gang or the opposing gang or something like that. And 1982 NCAA tournament selection televised live for the first time. All right. 1984 CIA employees attacked San Juan del Sur in Nicaragua. But we have a discrepancy. The primary source was edited. It originally said the United States attacked San Juan, but this one says CIA employees attacked San Juan. So, I mean, CIA employees are United States citizens, but...
You're splitting words there.
Well, no. Because if the United States attacked, then that's a military action.
Yeah.
If the CIA attacked, that's a covert espionage action.
But it's still the United States.
Still, but this is the difference.
Yeah.
If on public...
It would become covert, you're right.
Yes. 1986, Wayne Gretzky broke his old NHL season record with 136 assists.
Wow.
All right. And we also have the Challenger disaster. Divers from the USS Preserver located the crew cabin of Challenger on the ocean floor. Now, I want to bring up a conspiracy. Here we go again. Now, once again, I want to reiterate: do not take my word for it. If anything, use me as a stepping stone to start your own path of self-education. But there's a lot of fishy stuff around the Challenger disaster. Every single one of those astronauts that died in the Challenger, there have been people with their exact same names, first and last, birth dates, looks, and everything. And that happened on multiple occasions. And then it gets even weirder from there. Every single one of those astronauts has presumably been found. And the whole Challenger thing is, for some reason, some kind of fake. I don't know. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it isn't.
What were these people found? What are you talking about?
Like just out in the wild
or something? Out in the wild?
Well, like, okay.
Were they dogs?
You're walking down the street and you see a guy that looks like this astronaut.
Okay, how do you know that their name and everything else?
Because they sit there, they talk with them, and it's their same. It's a whole thing. As I said, look into it yourself. Like, I'm not going to explain the whole thing because it's an entire massive conspiracy.
Okay.
But it's very interesting. Look into it yourself. 1987, Gavestar became the first cricket batsman to score 10,000 test runs. All right. 1988, Colombia became a member of the Berne Convention Copyright Treaty. That's cool. And we also have Howard Stern's first pay-per-view special, Underpants and Negligee Party, premiered.
Negligee.
Negligee. What's negligee?
You know, women's sleepwear, you know, fancy sleepwear.
Wow. I should have known Howard Stern, freaking scumbag.
We don't need to have him on here.
Well, I mean, I was just wondering what the hell that word was. So. 88, Jim Abbott, a one-handed pitcher, won the 58th James E. Sullivan Award as a top amateur athlete in the U.S., becoming the first baseball player to win the award. Oh yeah, here we have the image of the smoking and health thing, and this was some satellite that was launched. I might have accidentally skipped over it. I'm not sure. Oh, here's the monitor. All right.
Yeah.
And here's this guy with a one-handed pitcher.
Jim Abbott.
Yeah, Jim Abbott.
Yeah.
Actually,
he played for. He must have been traded at some point or gone somewhere else. He originally played for the Angels, and he is one-handed.
No, I'm gonna call foul. I see fingers. He's not one-handed. He's 1.03 handed.
Well,
you know,
it's not a functioning hand.
I know. I'm trying to be an idiot.
Give me 5.
Give me 3.
2.
Give me 3.
Anyways. They always, you know, and he played baseball since he was a kid, obviously. He was pretty good. Obviously, he made it to the major leagues as a pitcher. But, so he'd put his glove on the stump.
Yeah.
And they always tried to bunt against him, and he was a really good fielder.
I guess you really got to hand it to him. 1989, Iran dropped diplomatic relations with Brighton over Salman Rushdi's book, Satanic Verses. Why, was that joke a knuckleball?
Just move on. You're sinking here.
1989, Iran and the United Kingdom broke diplomatic relations after a fight over Salman Rushdie and his controversial novel, The Satanic Verses. Remember when they were going on about like banning that, burning that?
Yeah.
Actually, did they end up killing him over that, or tried to kill him or something?
I think there was a hit on him.
Yeah.
I don't know if he ever was actually killed. He went into hiding.
Salman Rushdie. Yeah, he's still alive. So, he wasn't killed. 89, partial eclipse of the sun, Hawaii, northwest of North America, and Greenland were able to see it. 1990, Iraq continued to explode oil fields in Kuwait.
Oh, yeah.
93, Different Strokes actor Todd Bridges was arrested for stabbing a tenant. That's not nice. 1994, ANC, the African National Convention chief Nelson Mandela rejected demand by white right-wingers for separate homeland in South America or South Africa.
Good.
Yeah, we're all people. Come on. 904, the United States Supreme Court ruled in Campbell versus Akuf Rose Music Inc. that parodies of an original work are generally covered by a doctrine of fair use. All right. 94, U.S. Navy issued the first permanent order assigning women to combat ships. All right. New Zealand, though, is like not enjoying that. Did you hear what's going on with that? Well, do you remember what happened?
No.
A DEI hire was given captain of a ship.
This is New Zealand now?
New Zealand.
Okay.
And she sunk it almost immediately.
She ran into the ground or something?
I don't remember. I don't know exactly what, but she did something stupid. She was not qualified for the job. They put her on there because she occupies checkmarks. She was a DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion hire.
She's going to give women a bad name for driving.
Well, all of these DEI hires they're going to give. This is why I'm always bitching about it. It's because they're giving whatever group that their DEI check marks are involved in. You're making them look bad, or maybe that's why they're doing it.
You just have to find the best for the job. Period.
Simple, yeah.
It's real simple.
1994, U.S. Navy issued the first. We got that one. 95, New York became the 38th state to have a death penalty. That's wild. The U.S. dollar was worth a record 1.5330 Dutch guilders. Why? What the hell is a Dutch?
Go get guilders.
Yeah. 1996, the British Steel in Workington won the Lithuanian multi-million-pound order. All right, so I guess that's like a work order or something.
I guess.
Yeah. 96 as well. The first surface photos of Pluto were taken by the Hubble Space Telescope. It's telling me to image search this, but I have an image right here, and it's showing the rotation. So 0 degrees, 30, 60. So if you take all of these images, you can actually animate it to look like a rotating Pluto from from the telescope, what it looked like.
Okay.
And I want to show.
I'd like to see that in motion. I don't think you can.
I don't. There might be emotion, but but I want to show the difference between 1996, what it looked like, and then 2015.
I don't get it.
Well, because from the Hubble Space Telescope, this is what it looks like.
Much closer is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, like you can only see so well. Yeah. But then we had that thing do the flyby.
Yeah.
But I mean, look at that. That's 19 years.
Yeah.
In 19 years, we went from that to that.
Well, we launched something to get closer. Yeah.
Well, yes.
I know.
That's not the point.
I know. I got you.
1996, Magic Johnson became the second NBA player to reach 10,000 career assists. All right.
Yeah.
We also have the first democratically elected Palestinian parliament was formed. 97, Athens, Buenos Aires, Cape Town, Rome, and Stockholm were selected as finalists to host the 2024 Olympics. All right. 97 as well. 5 individuals sued the Japanese Prime Minister Ryoto Hashimoto, claiming his smoking violates the country's constitution, which guarantees a wholesome life. Wow. So they sued him. Like what a very clever but stupid thing to do. Like,
yeah.
2005, mass protests outside the National Assembly of Kuwait building for women's voting rights in Kuwait. 2007, British House of Commons voted to make the upper chamber, the House of Lords, 100% elected. So, like, whatever the upper chamber is up here, or maybe this is the upper chamber. I don't know British politics. This whole setup looks weird. Like, how?
Well, they may be like here. We originally.
Well, yeah, we have Congress and all that stuff.
Yeah, well, the House has always been the branch of the people, and of course the Senate used to be the states appointed 2 senators. Now they're voted in, but originally they were appointed by the state. So the 2 houses, one was by the people and one was by the state.
Okay. 2009, would that be the same thing as because remember earlier in the show we covered the 2 thing, like in Massachusetts or whatever it was?
Well, that was a state.
Yeah.
And that's where they had 2 chambers.
Yeah.
That's the first to do 2 chambers, in a state.
2009, despite being only 17 years old, Brazilian soccer star Neymar made his professional debut for Santos. All right. 2009, Masserine barracks shooting. The real Irish Republican Army killed 2 British soldiers and injured 2 other soldiers and 2 civilians at Masserine barracks, the first British military deaths in Northern Ireland since the end of the Troubles. I have a wild idea. How about the British fuck off and let the Irish have independence? What a wild idea. 2010, the 82nd Academy Awards, The Hurt Locker, Jeff Bridges and Sandra Bullock won. Would you mind turning that lamp off, on, please?
I've never heard of The Hurt Locker. We're winning something.
It's an interesting movie.
Is it?
It's during the Iraq War or whatever, and it was about IOD like IED, improvised, but what's it? EOD, explosive ordnance disposal. That's what they're named. So it's about that. And there's like there's a famous scene where like he's following a wire. Yeah, Hertz Locker bomb scene. Yeah, like he's like firing a wire, like following a wire,
okay.
like
Yeah.
and like pulling it out of the dirt and everything, and then it comes to a branch, and the branch is off and everything. So he just grabs a branch and pulls, and just all around him, all these like helium tanks or whatever just like came up out of the dirt.
Whoa.
360 degrees around him.
Whoa.
Like let's see if I can yeah, here it is right there. Look at that. Like he pulled it, and they were all underground. He just pulled it, and they all just started coming up out of it. Holy crap! 2018, the 82nd Academy Awards. We got that one. 2011, Charlie Sheen was fired from the CBS sitcom 2.5 Men.
Yeah, that was a big stink.
Yeah. 2013, UN Security Council approved further North Korean sanctions for its nuclear testing. 2016, Peyton Manning announced his retirement from the Denver Broncos and the NFL.
Yeah.
The end of an era.
There he is.
Peyton Manning, yeah. With his, and there's this whole, there's this meme that, with every victory, his forehead increased. So Peyton Manning forehead meme. No, seriously, like they look at that. No, they took a picture of before and after and everything. See, look, 1995 and 20. They did not edit it. This is
His
not.
hair is receding.
Oh, I just thought his forehead was getting big. So, yeah, like
Well, yeah, that's crazy right there.
It says here, by 2045, his head will work as the world's first effective space elevator. Oh my goodness. What else do we got here? 2017, 19 girls were killed in a fire at a government-run care center in San Jose Pinella, Guatemala. That's not good. Malta's famous landmark, the Azure Window, collapsed into the sea after the storm. Oh, that's not good. I gotta look that up really quick, actually. The Azure Window. What a shame. Oh, that's gorgeous. And it's gone now.
And what does it look like now?
I'm trying to find that. Oh, that sucks. That's what it looks
on the
like.
Left? Oh.
No, like this is what it looks like. Like see this part here?
Yeah.
That's here.
Okay.
All
yeah,
of this
it's
is gone.
That's what I'm saying.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Wow. That sucks. Yep. 2019, Chinese telecommunications company Huawei sued the U.S. government over a federal ban on its products. Cry more, West Taiwan. Cry more with your Winnie the Pooh ass looking leader. Freaking losers.
Taiwan?
No, China.
China.
I call them West Taiwan because
Okay,
I don't recognize them as an actual country. That being China.
Well,
As in
the
the
U.S. used to
communists.
do that. We recognize Taiwan as China only.
Yeah.
That's a big body of land you're not calling a country.
Yeah, well, that was until the Zionists took over. 2019, power and communications blackouts began in Venezuela. All right. We also have Queen Elizabeth II of Great Britain shared her first Instagram post, a letter between mathematician Charles Babbage and Prince Albert. All right. Thailand's constitutional court dissolved opposition party Thai Ratchakachart after it nominated the king's sister as candidate for prime minister. Oh, that's obviously a move of a tyrant right there. So he doesn't want his sister to possibly run the country, so he gets rid of the party. That's bullshit. 2021, explosions at a military base in Bata, Equatorial Guinea, likely from a faulty storage of dynamite, killed at least 98 people and injured an additional over 400. Now, we have a discrepancy here. The other source says at least 105 die, with 600 injuries in this explosions. And the secondary source is now edited. It now states 108 deaths and 615 injuries. So, between two sources, we have three different, numbers. So, we also have New York Governor Andrew Cuomo said, quote, "No way I resigned," end quote, amid accusations of sexual assault and his office concealing nursing home deaths.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He killed all those old people during the Kung Flu.
Yeah, we put them back, he put them back in their homes, and it spread like crazy. Old people died from that.
That was the plan. He wanted to kill them off because they weren't working, global elite agenda. 2022, global death from Kung Flu passed 6 million, according to Johns Hopkins figures, with 57% of the world's population fully, jabbed, which I think all of this is a giant bullshit lie. There's, just to push agendas and everything. It's like, over half of the people, are vaccinated. Why don't you just go get it? Just, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. No, shut up with your propaganda,
Well, that COVID was just mishandled so bad.
It's still being mishandled.
Yeah.
2022, United Nations Refugee Agency said Russian invasion of Ukraine has now led to 1.7 million people fleeing the country. Civilian deaths recorded at 406 with 801 injured. 2023, 1.28 million people protest in nationwide demonstrations throughout France against two government plans to raise the pension age from 62 to 64. Well, so you can't wait 2 more years? I mean, 2023, West Taiwan and the United States are heading toward inevitable confrontation and conflict unless the USA changes course, warns Chinese Foreign Minister King Quang. Unless we change course, excuse me? Chinese Foreign Minister King Gang. Are you looking at me?
Wow.
That's what I have to say about that. You change course. Up yours, you jackass. 2023, gender equality now 300 years away and vanishing before our eyes for reasons including maternal mortality and early marriage, according to UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres in speech for International Women's Day. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Gender equality is now 300 years away? Well, then why are we allowing you to flap your yap if you're not equal, you stupid bitch? Seriously.
Oh, I'm not going to comment on that statement.
No, but like all these people are always crying oppression, and yet they're given the freedom to cry about oppression. Then you're not oppressed. 2024, more than 300 children kidnapped from their school in Kuriga town, northwest Nigeria. The latest in a run of kidnappings in the area.
I never heard if they were killed or found or what. Never heard another thing, but I did hear the kidnapping.
Yeah, well, Sound of Freedom.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And the opening of that movie, that was haunting. I knew exactly what was coming. That was scary.
That movie was very powerful.
Yeah. Sweden officially joined NATO as the alliance's 32nd member, abandoning its 200-year policy of neutrality. Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah.
No, that's real recent. 2
years.
Yeah.
2024 as well, Brandon gave a fiery State of the Union speech to Congress addressing the question of his age head on. You remember when he was talking about, I don't know about my old age, I was on a fly, or whatever he was.
I don't know.
He
went off the rails so many times.
Yeah. 2024, Hannah Gutierrez Reed was found guilty of involuntary manslaughter in the death of Helena Hutchins on the set of the movie Rust, the first time someone has been found guilty for causing a death on a movie set. Alec Baldwin's the killer.
Yeah.
Hannah Gutierrez Reed, she was in charge of the gun, but who pulled the trigger?
Yeah.
You don't
point a gun at anybody, even if you think it's a blank.
No, you never point a firearm, even if you know it's unloaded.
Yeah.
You never point at anything you're not willing to destroy. So if you're gonna take her down, you have to take this asshole down, murderer. And last but not least, this time last year, Nikola Jokic made NBA history, recording the league's first ever 30-point, 20-rebound, 20-assist game as his Denver Nuggets beat the Phoenix Sun 149-141 in overtime.
Wow, what a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great center.
Yep. And that shall conclude the show for today. Once again, please check the underbar of the description below for any links that you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. A lot of history has and continues to be made on a daily basis. We can only bring you a source, a portion, from 2 various sources. Please continue, your expedition of self, education and all that stuff. It is up to you to find the artifacts of our history, but only if each individual reaches out with and for open mindfulness, with a yearn to learn, to see outside what you think you know, to grow and find enlightenment. We have to find common ground with those who see their opinions differently from your own and find a better way to be better to one another. For your dose of Passive Events Daily, we stream at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. For all of you and all of us, I'm Ian Xander.
Golden Loon.
And you, viewer, thank you so much for coming in and watching us. And until next time, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!